A Nevada man is facing federal charges accused of trying to coerce children to create sexually explicit content and receiving child sex abuse material. Prosecutors say Carl Schliebe tried to order and coordinate live-streamed sexual abuse of children between January of 2023 and May of 2024. He's also accused of receiving child sexual abuse material over 2 days in April of last year. A federal grand jury indicted Schliebe on 3 counts of attempted sexual exploitation of children. If convicted, he does face up to 30 years in prison.